All right, we're gonna move on to member Q&A. Okay, so we have a question from Erica from the Harrisburg location. Okay, this is Harrisburg, North Carolina. Erica, thank you for your question. I am a new member and I've been really sore after my workouts recently. What are some good recovery tips to help ease the soreness? All right. I feel like this is my department.
Yeah.
So it might be good for me to start on this one. So what are some good recovery tips to help ease the soreness when you're first getting started? So it's your first 2 weeks, you're going to be sore. There's no amount of recovery or magic bullet that's going to help you not be sore. The fact of being that you are sore is good, because what that tells you is that your body has awakened. Mm-hmm. Your body has awakened. And now we'll start to recover quicker over time the more that we expose ourselves and have to adapt to the environment that we're putting ourselves in. Our body is very adaptable, okay? Adaptatable. Adaptive.
Put that into Chat GPT.
I think you got it right.
Adaptability. We have high adaptability. And when you put yourself, I mean, you could have somebody that's never gone hiking before, go to like an island vacation and find the 3,000 foot peak of the mountain on that island and go hike it and be sore, but be able to do it. We're able to, our bodies can overcome a lot. So you're going to be sore, especially in your legs, in your lower half. So what I want you to do is focus on hydration, 100 ounces of water, protein, at least 100 grams of protein. And that's the number one thing that you can do in the first couple weeks. All right. Now, eventually, we're going to not have a full rest day, and we're going to build in some lengthening and some recovery. We're going to build in a sixth day if you're strength training 5 days a week. If you're going to camp 4 to 6 times a week, then you're just going to add, one more day of recovery. If you're going to camp 6 times a week, you're going to add that 7th day of recovery, if that makes sense. So hang in there, Erica. If you're sore, that's a good thing. And we have an app that can help you right after the workout. So have a burn on demand. I think we're doing a summer special right now, I believe.
Yes.
Doing a summer special, $9.99 for members.
Only $9.99.
Ooh, get that ad on, Erica.
Special. It really is.
Yeah.
And we just released Road Trip, just to plug that in there.
Oh, yeah.
I was
for
gonna
the
say,
summertime too.
we did.
New content, only $9.99. And Erica, it's going to help you to stretch and recover.
Yeah. I mean, to have the access to the lengthening videos, to the recovery, to the mobility, to the motion on demand is just an incredible tool. So use it and build it into your workout. It's lengthening and strengthening are equally as important. And the nice thing about lengthening is you don't have to do it as often. If you have one really good deep stretch every single week, like a 45-minute motion workout, you're good to go. You're good to go. Because the 2 minutes that we're stretching, 3 minutes that we're stretching at burn, where we might, sit down in like a pigeon stretch for a minute or two, it's not gonna do much for somebody has like a tight body. So.
Yeah, that's just going to help you get out the building.
Yeah.
It's just to help you
Walk
loosen
down
your
the
muscles a little
stairs.
bit. Yeah, we've got stairs at Lake Norman. That's just to get you down the stairs.
When that elevator is being used quite often,
exactly.
It was a tough day. Usually it's just for the strollers, but when you see just everyone just kind of rolling out of that elevator, you're thinking, wow, that was a
the moms are going like, hey, you want to go down the elevator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to press the buttons?
They're like, Mommy, I'll race you down. I'm like, actually, I'm going to come with you.
Yeah.
Devin, I have a question on soreness. Do you ever, so even with the body being adaptable, do we ever want it to completely go away?
I think there is a time and place where you want your soreness to completely reside. For example, if you're really trying to perform well, like let's say you're trying to get a PR or you want to win a race or you want to, push the most weight you can, you probably don't want to do that if you have some mild soreness. So let yourself recover. I would say generally speaking, especially with a good programming, working out every day, we divide it into splits. So we have 3 and 3. Let's just say 3 strength training days, 3 conditioning days. And those strength training days are designed with the conditioning days to give each major muscle group, 48, 72 hours of rest period in between. So a lot of times our members will think that we're actually, when we're doing push-pull, meaning a push motion like opening a door or a push-up, pushing weight or load away from you, when we're doing that, with pull motions or pulling things towards you, that is push and pull. That's chest and back right? Those are not just, chest isn't a muscle. Chest has multiple muscles in it. The back isn't just the back. It has multiple muscles in it. And we're working those as primary muscles. And the secondary muscles could be some arm muscles like triceps or biceps. Now, then we might come back 2 days later and do arms, but that doesn't mean we did arms 2 days and, two times in 3 days. Do you guys follow me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we're actually doing biceps, triceps, and shoulders on that second strength training workout. And then once you add up push, pull, biceps, triceps, shoulders, or arms, now you have a complete upper body, targeted approach for that week. So we need to also, go split deeper and don't just assume if I pick up weights with my hands, then it's an upper body movement. And I'm going to be sore in my entire upper body, or if I just pick up weights and use my legs, that I'll be sore in my entire lower body. Sometimes we do posterior and sometimes we do anterior. So we're trying to throw a lot at you to keep you sore.
Yeah.
So that I guess that's what I was asking, is the being sore, does that come from, if I'm strength training, I'm breaking down my muscles because they're going to build back up stronger, but is the soreness feeling the breakdown of the muscle? And so if you're not feeling the soreness, does that mean that is it somewhat correlated with some of the progress that you're making?
Because I don't want to say something incorrectly scientifically, I'm gonna not answer that today, and I'm gonna save that for a different day. But what I will say is that if you are mildly sore, it is not a reason to not work out.
Got it.
Right? Like I just, let's come back to the science part of it. It has something to do with lactic acid threshold and,
so there's
and beta
more
alanine.
variables
Yeah,
than
there's
just-
more variables. Yeah. Than just the recruiting of the muscle fiber themselves. There's no like post-residual pain from that. It's the inflammation that happens in the muscle belly that makes you feel that soreness.
So from a practical standpoint, if you're working out regularly, you're not trying to peak for a certain performance metric, and you're not leaving every day like you can't move, but you're feeling it. It means you're working, right? And like, you just do some of these things we talked about, and it's a good thing, but it also can somewhat be correlated to, hey, I worked my muscles.
Right. Like, I mean, when's the last time that you guys have like gone a week without being sore at all anywhere?
It's been a bit.
No, it's
been a while.
It's been a minute. I woke up this morning pretty sore
Yeah,
after
same.
core day yesterday. Getting out of bed after core days.
Yeah, I'm still sore from like leg day last week.
I know, but it's good. To me, when I think of soreness, as long as it's not pain, I think of my body's changing in the way that I want it to, right? So I think it's that mindset, right? And it's making sure that you're doing the stretching and recovery, you're hydrating, you're getting your protein in, and making sure you know the difference between soreness and pain, I think is really important, because I do think that, when you get really into things, you might think, oh, I'm just sore, but it might be hurting. Okay, well, that's when you have to stop. But
Yeah, my baseball coach used to say, what's the difference between injury and pain? Can you throw the ball or can't you?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's pretty,
Yeah.
If you can't and you're injured, that's a big deal. If it's just painful, then you're likely able to push through it. Our bodies are tough and we're resilient. I would recommend don't succumb to this everything hurts mentality all the time. If you believe that your shoulder is constantly hurting, if you believe that your knee's constantly hurting, this is from my own experience as well. I've had 2 knee surgeries on my left side, and every time I'm like, oh, my knee hurts, and then it just starts hurting more and it starts getting inflamed more. And if I'm like, there's part of it that's psychology, part of it that's actually like your physical, like I don't have a lateral meniscus. So I feel what you're saying. Yeah. We gotta show up if we're like mildly sore.
Yeah, 100%.
For me, keep moving helps me too. I don't know. Again, I don't know the science behind that, but I can, as a new member, if you haven't gone through that adaptation, right? You might feel it a little bit more, and there's a tendency to just say, hey, I'm going to sit put, right? I'm going to kind of wait this out. And I don't know if it's keeping the blood flowing or what, whatever it is, but keep moving for me. Sometimes if my legs are feeling it, sometimes like just going for a walk, the next day, even a run, whatever I'm feeling, but that will kind of help me bounce back a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, you're flushing your lactic acid out. We used to call that a flush. Remember, Beamer?
Oh yeah, well, we know it well. It was either that or they just didn't know what to do with us when we were done pitching, and they just say, "Hey, go run for a couple hours."
So many fun terms in baseball.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Every time Bryce and I get on the podcast together, there's always we always nerd out around baseball and like all the locker room talk.
Yeah, stuff no one else can relate to. So.
Exactly.
Probably shouldn't.